You got my name or didn't you?
I got your name.
Well, all right.
All right, nothing. I wish I had a nickel for every name I got that was all right. Look at that. You know what that is?
Your hand.
I hope you look closer at those guns than you did at that hand. Look at your own goddamn hand.
Yeah?
Count your fucking knuckles.
All of them?
Count as many as you want. As many as you got, I got 4 more. You know how I got those? I bought some stuff from a man, I knew his name. The stuff was traced. The guy I bought it for, he's at MCI Walpole for 15 to 25, still in there. But he had some friends. I got an extra set of knuckles. They put your hand in the drawer, and somebody kicks the drawer shut. Hurt like a bastard.
Jesus.
What makes it hurt worse? What makes it hurt more is knowing what's going to happen to you, you know? There you are. They just come up to you and say, look, you made somebody mad. You made a big mistake, and now there's somebody doing time for it. There's nothing personal in it, you understand, but it just has to be done. Now get your hand out there. You think about not doing it, you know? When I was a kid in Sunday school, this nun, she used to say, stick your hand out. I stick my hand out, whap, she'd knock me across the knuckles with a steel-edged ruler. So one day I says, when she told me, stick your hand out, I says, no. She whacked me right across the face with the ruler. Same thing. They put your hand in a drawer, somebody kicks the drawer shut. Ever hear bones breaking? Just like a man snapping a shingle. Hurts like a bastard.
Faster. Faster. Is there like a... I don't want to jump or else I'll waste my hunger. I just have to do the ancient rain dance. Hoya, 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 hoya. I don't know. Oh. How did I not notice the number 1 before? That makes so much sense.
Boys, how's it going? I don't know what I'm supposed to call this video. Funeral, examination, some type of deep dive, awake, perhaps. I'm not sure. But I mentioned in the previous video that I had been watching some videos from a guy I went to high school with, a friend, and he had a channel. I didn't know about it, and I was watching some videos, and I kept watching videos, and I couldn't really stop. I think I just sort of needed to piece it all together. I had to make sense of it. I had to know. I ended up watching a lot of his videos, all of the Minecraft ones, in fact. And then I found some accounts of his and posts, and I don't, it's in my nature, you know. I like history. I like going through books and shit and compiling stuff. These are my findings. I feel a bit like an MMDR protagonist. Maybe you'll find this video interesting, maybe you won't, but I felt that it should be recorded. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for A, and this video is going off of some of what I said at the end of the previous video, but there's going to be a lot more to it. I don't know how long this video will be, but yeah, I just sort of want to lay out everything that I found. I know it's wrong. I know it's ironic. It's not lost on me, of course, that I felt that if A had been on that Ireland trip, that things probably would have gone differently. Things would have gone better. And of course, I wasn't loyal to A, but I would expect loyalty from him. That's not lost on me, of course.
Ironic.
I don't know. I don't think I'm, a good person. But I don't know. I want to lay it out. I want this research to kind of mean something, at least for me, if I can lay things out a little better and piece things together and have like a better record of everything that went down. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with this. Originally, there was supposed to be some footage going on in the background. There isn't going to be any footage. There might be a few clips here and there, but this video is probably just going to be audio. So why is there no footage, White Pill? Well, Mediafire removes files based on account activity. So it seems like you would need to access your account once every 8 months. This was some update that happened with Mediafire back in 2021, from what I can tell. And the footage I was going to have in the background is, when I was doing my research and going through things with A, it turns out that he made a few like Minecraft challenge maps, right? I can't play any of them. I tried, I looked into it for quite some time, but it's just not possible. I can't access these maps. They don't exist on Mediafire anymore. There was no way for me to download them. I wanted to play them. I wanted to have them in the background as gameplay footage, but that wasn't possible. I also cannot show you footage from A's channel. Not really. There's maybe a few videos where it'd be possible, but A had 0 OPSEC, and so his real name was tied to his Minecraft name. So anytime that his Minecraft name would pop up in one of his videos, immediate red flag, I can't show that. And then for some videos, there would be a death counter on the side of the screen, which would have his name there. So I would have to edit it out, like, entire like clips and segments that I would use. And then by doing that, there's always the chance that I would fuck up and, miss something. So just to be more on the safe side, I'm not showing any footage, but I will be playing some audio here and there. So I'm going to be going through his social media accounts, his YouTube videos. He mostly did videos on CTM, which means Complete the Monument. And this was a genre of Minecraft that I totally forgot about, but yeah, it was a thing back in the day. I don't think anyone's made any maps like this recently, at least a decade or so, I want to say. The majority of his YouTube was Minecraft stuff. I'll have some comments, clips from him. I'm gonna be explaining the server, like the first one that we played on at school and the subsequent ones. I might repeat myself at parts. I'm sorry about that. It's kind of hard to compile all of this across so many platforms, and it's stretched across like over a decade, from 2011 to 2024, and that's where the trail runs cold for me. So it was YouTube stuff, IRL stuff, X account, Reddit account, Instagram, this thing, that thing, and I just had all of this information, and I'm trying to make it make sense. I don't think I knew he had a channel back in school. Maybe he said something, maybe he didn't. I don't think I ever watched any videos. I want to say I didn't know he had a channel. I want to say that. Maybe I'm wrong. His channel never got really big. It never even hit 30 subscribers. A lot of his videos had 0 likes and 0 to single digit views. I think if I knew that he had a channel, I would have supported him. I would have watched his videos. I think that's true. But yeah, it's been just a few weeks of going into this stuff, and I don't know. I feel like a ghost watching these videos, but I've watched them all now, so it's kind of, it's done. It's done. It's done. So I'm going to start with some setup, and then I'm going to get into the old server, how me and A met, and then, us playing Minecraft at first, and then when our, school server started, then the subsequent servers, and then I'm going to move into his, YouTube videos, and then his social media stuff, college, post-college. That's kind of how I'm trying to frame it. So we're going to see how that goes. I guess to lay the groundwork a little bit, how did we play Minecraft together? We didn't really do it from home and connect to a server in that way. At least, me. and I think a few other guys didn't have the best internet at home or like the best computers to play with. So typically you would have an activity period after your first 2 classes in the day. I want to say that's right. And this activity period would just be a free 45 minutes to do whatever you wanted. And what we would do, we would go down to the computer lab and we would play Minecraft together. And then after school, you would get, I think, a full hour, if not 45 minutes, and you would play like that. So you would get, hour and a half to 1 hour and 45 minutes a day. That was basically all the time we had to play Minecraft together. And we would do that pretty religiously. There was the one computer lab. Well, you had 2 rooms that were both computer labs, but we all kind of favored one room over the other. And the room we had there were about 30 computers there. Yeah, about that. So there were a bunch of seats. Whoever got there first would try to save seats next to them for their friends. Once we had our server up and running for like our grade level, we would have a big war at midterms for exams and then end of semester for exams. Those are, generally how it went. We didn't really play Minecraft together like this. Freshman year, I want to say it was the second semester of sophomore year. Now, again, for me, some of these memories and such, it's 16 years ago. I wasn't writing the stuff down back then. I remember some of it distinctly, but in terms of like dates and times and that, I'm doing my best. But I have a pretty clear image, or a mostly like decent groundwork of when this event must have happened, when this event couldn't have happened because this event, and so on and so forth. Yeah, okay, we will get into it. Freshman year for us, 2010 to 2011. Sophomore, 2011, 2012. Junior, 2012, 2013. Senior, 2013 to 2014. Okay. Initially, I don't know if anyone was really playing Minecraft in our freshman year of 2010, 2011. I think if we were playing Minecraft, and we did, but I think it was more of like the first semester of sophomore year, people started to play Minecraft more. So freshman year, I want to say that's basically a wash. People started to make friends and, form friend groups and that, and we would hang out in the computer lab, but we would play games other than Minecraft. And when people started to play Minecraft, it wasn't on a server together. It was things like joining. If you played Minecraft back then, you definitely heard of Hypixel, and they would have mini games which were team based, like the walls, where there would be a timer, and you would have 4 teams, 1 in each quadrant. You would have 15 or 20 minutes or so to gather resources, and then at the end of the timer, the walls would drop, and then the teams would fight and kill each other, and whatever team was the last one standing would win. We would do things like that. I think there were other servers we played on. There was also I remember this distinctly, but there was a map where you would have kits, and the kits would give you little powers, and it was essentially like Minecraft Super Smash Brothers. That was essentially what it was. I remember playing that. Yeah, that was kind of it for us. Now, the upperclassmen actually had their own server, which no one from our grade level really got into. A did, and then I did for a little bit of time. This would have been in 2011, and from the post that I found online, that is correct. It was active in 2011. So I had no idea any of this stuff existed. I had no idea that A had posted about me. But as I was doing my research and then watching his YouTube videos, and he would link to accounts in his YouTube descriptions, and I would, just go check out the accounts, and holy shit, there it was. This is actually a post from him, but I heard that the upperclassmen had a server, so I went on it. I was griefing and stealing blocks. A came online. I tried to convince him to join me, and I offered him a share of the loot. A refused and then murdered me, and I was no longer welcome on that server. So that was basically our first interaction. I think we had spoken a little bit outside, before then in real, at school, but we weren't friends or anything. So I had a little bit of a reputation as a griefer. A wasn't okay with that, and he murdered me. That was our, first interaction. And I didn't know this existed, but I found it, and I couldn't fucking believe it. So in November of 2011, this is A posting on a forum where he says, this is the title, "The server won't be up until after Thanksgiving break, parentheses, all my Minecraft usernames fault. Hey y'all, so here's what's up. Bucket has updated, however, since there will be no moderators over Thanksgiving break, we don't want to have to worry about another my username grief, parentheses, griefer who was on server last time, end parentheses, spreading. So after Thanksgiving break, the server will be up and running. Keep that IP saved." That's A. And then the very next post on this forum is "the server is up, whitelisted. The server is back up. Anyone who has been on the server before, parentheses, except for my username, end parentheses, is whitelisted. If you would like to be whitelisted and are not already, post it on Facebook. If you don't have one, post it on the page and I'll post it on Facebook for you. That is all." That's nice. Cannot fucking believe that. I get 2 posts. No other people were called out specifically in posts like that, but I get fucking called out twice. I'm not mad. So I didn't know they whitelisted me. I just knew that I wasn't welcome. So that's gay. Whatever. And the upperclassmen's server, it didn't go on very long. The last post for it, so we had one about a new map at the end of November, and then the server updating in January of 2012. But that is the last post on this group. From what I can tell, I want to say that we never had a server while the upperclassmen had a server. So I want to say it was the second half of sophomore year for us when we got our first server together. And if I'm wrong, then it would have been the start of junior year. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to remember, but all I know is I'm fairly certain our thing didn't start up until theirs ended. So it would have been reasonable for ours to start up at the end of sophomore year or the start of junior year. So I suppose I should get into the server, which was the the pinnacle of our school Minecraft playing careers. It was the climax, it was the peak, it was kind of what drew us all in and together. I'll do my best to lay it out for you and paint a picture. The server was the city, and the city was the server. We lived outside of the city, and the admin ruled over all. So our server was run by the admin, who was an R grade, and he decided to create a server after the upperclassmen weren't doing theirs anymore, and there was a good amount of people that played. I want to say between 10 to 20. Now, we didn't have 20 like regular guys constantly, but like probably 10 which were like every day played, and another 10 that would play every now or again, just semi-frequently. The city was built by the admin. The admin would be in creative mode. Sometimes he went to survival. He was almost always in creative mode, and he built the city. The city was on the edge of this ocean. You had mountains before the city and the ocean behind the city. Now, if you followed the coast to the right of the city, you would end up in the desert where we live. And as you approached us, you would have mountains on the left, the ocean on your right. There was a mostly buried desert temple at the foot of our desert, and the desert itself was this skinny peninsula, which was great for defense. I was by myself at the start, and I went to the desert alone and set up a base there. Over time, I recruited the other guys to me. We had 4 members total for Send, and this was over the the following weeks and so. And we gathered everyone together. I built the wall of anti-atheism, which was a border wall at the mouth of the desert, and it went all the way across the peninsula. That was our border. So there was the city people, there was us in the desert, and there was not really a third faction, but some kind of loners and stragglers that try to exist, not in the desert or the city, and they were like kind of in the mountains and farming and mining. Some people, I don't know who, but maybe they felt that they were a little too close to their own territory, would attack and harass these people and steal their shit and kill them. I'm not sure who was doing it, but they didn't have much tolerance for neighbors. Our admin was a bit of a rule shark. He would be in creative mode the majority of the time, then sometimes survival. Mostly he stayed in creative as the admin. He couldn't be touched like that. He would literally fly around invisible or sometimes teleport to us. This happened more than once, and observe us like we were criminals or something. Anyways, I guess you could say relations were good between the city and us at the start. Just normal teenage rivalry stuff. Just, man, it was all just fun and games. There was no animosity, no hard feelings towards anybody.
There has been too much violence, too much pain. None here without sin. But I have an honorable compromise. Just walk away. Give me a pump, the oil, the gasoline, and the whole compound, and I spare you lives. Just walk away. I will give you safe passage in the wasteland. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
So I recruited BB and John Boy first, and then A was the last one to join. I wanted him to make a redstone door for us at the base, and I got him to agree eventually. I can't really remember it. I think I just offered him a lot of redstone and diamonds. He liked redstone. He liked to build shit. I think I paid him to make the door, and then, eventually he just decided to stay. That was, yeah, so that's kind of a basic layout. I don't remember everyone who lived in the city, but it was the majority of the rest of the server that lived out there. The guy who lived out in the desert temple, because we had that desert temple at the foot of the desert, the guy who set up base there was not very active on the server. He didn't play much, just kind of once in a blue moon. That's the guy who would report me to the feds years later. Usually beef between guys would be kept in the computer lab, but shit could spill out at times. Of course it did. Nothing too crazy. Usually peace was kept between everyone. I was friends with the admin at school, right? It's not like we were actually bitter enemies or something, but there was this, fun animosity there. It helped. I don't know. It made things fun on the server. It was interesting. The city had its rules. The server had rules as well, but it was rather lawless outside of the city's walls. The admin decided that he would be giving out free food in the city for everyone. Yeah, as much as you wanted, come and take it. Don't worry about it. Getting food it's a part of Minecraft, right? Now it's not mining and it's not crafting, and it's not like Minecraft fooding, but fighting isn't in the title either, like Minecraft Fight or Fight Minecraft. But fighting is an essential part of the game. So is food, right? Growing crops or killing animals, it's a part of the game, and you don't just tear it out. It was offensive to our way of life out in the hinterlands, but the denizens of the city, they never, ever suffered hardship. Anyways, one day I was accused of stealing the free food at spawn. I have a question. Boys, I have a question. How can one steal free food? I understand spiritually I'm an Indian at a food bank, but still the question remains, how can one steal free food? Now, how it was supposed to work is you were meant to take only what you needed. Well, I was a part of an ethnic minority that lived in the desert, and I had 3 dependents and myself to provide for. So there was all this free food at spawn, and I went over there and I cleared them out, and we never had to worry about food again. I don't really consider this to be a crime. The admin did not agree.
Is it wrong to steal a loaf of bread to feed your starving family?
No.
Well, suppose you got a large starving family. Is it wrong to steal a truckload of bread to feed them? And what if your family don't like bread? They like cigarettes.
I guess that's okay.
Now, what if instead of giving them away, you sold them at a price that was practically giving them away? Would that be a crime, Bart?
Hell no.
The wall of anti-atheism and the land beyond it was promised to us 3,000 years ago. There was also a jail on the server, and I got put in jail once. I want to say it was just one time. The admin, he overreacted. He did this often, and he made a big deal about it. A full activity period was gone from me. I don't think it was a full day, but it might as well have been for the humiliation, for the punishment he inflicted on me. Who among us committed no crimes on that server? For an atheist, he sure believed in the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's shit. He decided to make an example out of me. He tried to act like it was for the good of the server, but it was for his own ego. He even announced it in front of everyone on the server, right? So he typed it in the chat. He said it aloud in the computer lab.
You're gonna get used to wearing them chains after a while, Luke. Don't you never stop listening to them clinking. 'Cause they're gonna remind you of what I've been saying. For your own good.
Wish you'd stop being so good to me, Captain.
Don't you ever talk that way to me. Never! Never! What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. And I don't like it any more than you, man.
I forget what the crime was, the alleged crime. It might have been for bombing a house inside of the city limits. Fire spread was off, so it wasn't that. It might have been for stealing, for killing, for harassing people, trying to set up houses out in the mountains, which was very near the borderlands of the desert. Lots of allegations. Who can say what really happened there? It's possible that I blew up a house that was racist. Hey, wait a minute, White Pill. That doesn't sound so bad. Like, why would you blow up a house that was racist? Blowing up a house that was racist towards whites.
Would that be a crime, Bot?
Hell no.
Doubtless, I was innocent. There was no trial. You were just guilty. That's how it was with our admin. I guess my only crime was being accused by a corrupt system, right? I guess that was my crime. So I got put in the box. The box was made out of bedrock. It was up in the sky. That was the jail, right? So bedrock box for 45 minutes, a whole fucking activity period. That was a long time for us. The guys that played every day, activity period, and after school, who skipped out on doing homework to play Minecraft, that was a really big deal, you know? That was a real slap in the face from the admin for doing nothing. Literally nothing. I didn't do it. Whatever it was. But the boys didn't let me down. They towered up to me and they tried to pass me an ender pearl. I think it was John Boy. And I don't remember exactly how it went down either. It didn't work because the walls were like it wasn't a single block, in between me and the outside. It was like multi-layered, so you couldn't pass items through the walls. Or I did get the ender pearl, but I was not able to ender pearl glitch through. Regardless, it was a good effort. I appreciate that my crew backed me up here. The Confederacy of Evil Nazi Decepticons. Never forget that. But there's very little you could do about the admin. He's like, oh, White Pill, this hurts me as much as it hurts you. Bullshit. It's hard to threaten a guy when he's in creative mode. There's literally nothing you can do to him, but you have to try.
Turn him loose.
He said to turn loose of him.
I'm not. So go home.
I swear to God. Law Dog, you don't step aside, we'll tear you apart.
I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. We'll meet again.
But you'll have to imagine that clip with boys who hadn't hit puberty yet and they have squeaky voices. I know that's been a lot of clips in a row in rapid succession. I'm sorry, but I like them all, so I kept them all in. And I don't know, like it was fun, like the city versus us. There was a good rivalry on the server. Everyone got excited for a showdown between us, and that was the war at sophomore midterms or end of the year exams, or it was junior year midterms. I'm not 100%. I want to say it was second semester midterms was the official war on the server. And we were the crew, like all four of us, we were the crew that we were the first guys into the end. We killed the Ender Dragon and we got the Ender Egg. And he did the pumpkin helmet thing for us. He like gave us texture packs so we could, be better in the end. It was cool. He did a great job. He always took care of us. So all of this led up to the war, right? And the war was going to be a battle where the city, they would have a piece of obsidian hidden somewhere within the city. We didn't know where it was at the start. And our job was to get the piece of obsidian, bring it back to our base, set it down, and at the end of the 3 days, because I think our exam weeks were 3 days, I think that's correct, whoever was in control of the obsidian block was declared the winner of the war. So we had our crew of 4 guys. I want to say the city had 4 guys as well. They may have had like 5 or so. I didn't really want additional people for our gang was good with 4, so we kept it to 4. The war initially began with us right on the outskirts of the city, where the admin, he gave us this tower, which was, right there, so we could shoot arrows and that. The walls, the city walls were right there, and their walls were like 50 blocks tall. Just fucking gigantic. I'll describe our base in a little bit, but it was a shitbox compared to that. So that's where we initially started the war. It was like exchanging bow shots and everything. It wasn't going very well for us. There was an initial strategy to try to rush in. That didn't work. I was trying to rush in and try to find the obsidian really quick. Didn't work. I got killed in the streets. Things were very, very bad. We got very low on armor and gear like super quickly because we were dying so much early on. I don't remember their walls exactly. I felt like they had their inner walls were all like cobblestone generators. So water and lava, when they flow into each other, it creates a cobblestone. And then the second you break the cobblestone, it makes another cobblestone. So the wall's infinitely regenerating. So you just have to, you can get around it, but it just takes longer to block it up and everything, and just slows you down. And of course, you have a team of guys trying to murder you and stop you from doing that. I think tunneling was tried. Tunneling is also kind of slow, so that wasn't working. The walls are super fucking high. I think we floated the idea of making a flying machine. A could have done it. That was like a slime block and sticky pistons, but those are also slow and they're very volatile and they can be stopped pretty easily. And you're just a sitting duck up there for people to shoot you down. That was also, I don't think we built it, and it was just decided, no, we can't do it. So we got pushed back into the desert pretty quickly. I can't believe it, but we got pushed beyond the wall of anti-atheism. I couldn't believe it. Our base was kind of, it was basic, right? It was made out of cobblestone. I wouldn't say it was, at best, 5 or 6 blocks, tall. It didn't have a roof. A is the one who made our like special door, and there was a lava dropper over the door, which was cool. He also made this overhang thing on the, on the side of our walls so spiders couldn't climb up them, which was really clever. He always had a good mind for that. We used cactus as another wall around us, and then as things were going like pretty bad for us, we also got like a few lucky kills on some of their guys who had a lot of gear on them, so we could gear back up and bounce back. As the 3 guys were holding onto the base, we needed to send one guy to try to go find the obsidian and bring it back. I get in a boat on our side of the peninsula. I sneak away without anyone really noticing that I'm gone, hopefully. And then I end up in the city. I'm searching around. I find this building in the back, which has a bunch of water like flowing, so it's a pain in the ass to walk around here. I get shot down with a bow and arrow from a guy guarding the obsidian. So we know where the obsidian is now. I don't think they take the threat as seriously as they should have, because I do go back there pretty quickly, and I'm able to overpower their one guard and kill him and mine the obsidian. And like the guy who I was fighting and killed was like, admin, White Pill Media's here, he's getting an obsidian, well, you can handle it. He couldn't handle it. I got the fucking obsidian. I managed to make it back to our base without any, I wasn't stopped or anything. That was very lucky. I made it back. I set the obsidian down in our base. Everyone covered it in a bunch of blocks to shelter it as much as we could. They did get close at times with tunneling underneath us, and then like I think they set off some TNT. They would also leave creepers near the front of the base to blow up holes in the walls, so we had to patch the holes constantly. But we kept it safe. We also detorched the desert and went around and broke all the torches so a bunch of mobs would spawn. And yeah, we held firm on day 1. Day 2 was more of the same. I don't really remember day 2 too much. I remember I had a fishing rod, and you could fishing rod mobs back then. I think you still can. And you can, you hook them and then you can bring them towards you. I accidentally fished a creeper by mistake and rodded it up to the base and nearly killed John Boy. That's all I really remember. So I think day 2 was more fighting and such. I would say, looking back on it now, that the war should have been more interactive instead of just a capture the flag once type of game, because, we did the right thing. We went out and captured the flag. We brought it back. We held on to it for the day. That's a victory, right? That's a point for us. Us just holding on to it, and they were like running low on gear and such, so it wasn't as interactive as it could have been because they had to really slow down. It was essentially settled by the end of day 1. So I sort of regret that, but we won, right? And maybe we could have established better rules at the start, but we didn't break any rules or anything. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Frankly, that's what the city could have done if they just kept all their guys back and they guarded their obsidian. That would have been the right play as well. And there just wasn't a incentive for us to leave our base. Why would we? The obsidian's there, and if we lose the obsidian, we lose the war. Kind of an issue. I would have changed it if, I could do it all over again. Make it so that at the, the flag resets at the end of day 1. Now it's in the middle or some middle territory, so the groups have to fight over it, or you have to capture 2 flags, and if you get the second flag you get some bonus armor or potions or something, right? Just more incentive to leave your own base. But we had good teamwork, we were send. It was solid. We had a good crew going on. This literally happened. I couldn't fucking believe that this happened. It was such bullshit. But on the 3rd day, the admin apparently, at the end of day 2, he was a little frustrated. So he went home, and then he came back the next day, and it's hey guys, for the 3rd day, I just set up this little forward base, for my side, so we have a chance of getting the obsidian. What he did was he made a full-on bedrock outpost inside the desert, 100 blocks maybe from our front door. It was a gigantic bedrock, tower thing. It's what the fuck? That's not fucking fair. You can't fucking do that. The admin was somewhat of a sore loser. I think that's fair to say. We did not agree to those terms. I don't even know if we really fought on the 3rd day, but look, there's probably something where we could have reached some sort of middle ground or compromise, but putting a bedrock, if you don't know Minecraft, cannot be destroyed at all. So an impregnable base within our walls, it was bullshit. That was insane. So I don't think we did much fighting, and they just forfeited and we won. So you could say we fought an unelected atheist communist god and we won. It was a sweet victory. That was kind of the peak for us. There's some good moments. I have another good story to get into, but it was a big deal for us. I was happy to be with those guys. It was a lot of fun. I don't think I did too great on my exams. I was, a little focused with Minecraft, but it was a lot of fun. Victory for us was getting the admin in creative mode to make a bedrock cross at the front of our base, overhanging the base. And in the back of the base, we had a bedrock swastika built. Now, none of us really believed in either symbol, but we wanted them because it upset the admin, and we thought it was funny and it was edgy, so that's what we went with. And the admin decided that we didn't even really get to enjoy it because it was the next week or 2 weeks later, the admin goes, yeah, we're going to be starting a new server. So, yeah, okay. You know, like, okay. That feels a little sudden just because you lost the war, but okay. So we didn't even really get to enjoy the base. I don't know. Yeah, we overcame the city, you know, and that was really cool.
And you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man. And all the fears you hold so dear will turn to whisper in your ear. And you know what they say might hurt you, and you know that it means so much, and you don't even remember. I am falling, I am fading, I have lost it
So Minecraft wasn't done for us yet. There were servers after the first one went down, but none were as iconic or as, resonating. I guess that's the right term. Like, there was nothing that quite hit the peak of the war there, but God, that was a lot of fun. I know I have to sound like some guy who's reminiscing about, hey, I was, third string, I don't know if that's the right term, on my high school's football team. I don't know. Whatever. So servers after the first, I want to say there were at least two more, or there were two more, I want to say for sure. And then after that, it gets kind of scattered. On the second server, there wasn't a whole lot going on. There was some stuff. We made a small base. We were all together at the start. Send. There was this rival faction that popped up. The admin was taking more of a laid-back role. There wasn't really a city anymore. There was like a few buildings at the spawn, but it wasn't the city. So that was a little disappointing. I can only really remember one distinct thing about the second server, but it's a good story. So all of the groups are more spread out. No one's really clustered together in the city. We have our little base. Some people know, there are people that like live and work near the spawn, but we're not those guys. And then this other rival faction who we're not really rivals. We're not out killing each other or anything, but we're not exactly friendly. We don't know where they are either. But one day I was in the Nether. I guess I was just out gathering resources or something. And I traveled for quite some time. And I think I didn't want to really just try to find my way back in the Nether. So I built a portal. So I go through the portal and it doesn't just drop me in the overworld like in the surface or in a cave like it's supposed to. Instead, it ends up putting me in our rival's base in their portal by total fucking accident. So what happens is if another portal is too close to another portal, it will link to a pre-existing portal, meaning that in the nether, there was already another portal within a certain block distance from the one I made that I had no idea was there because I didn't see it. So instead of generating a new portal for me in the overworld, it simply linked me to this pre-existing portal, which happened to be in their fucking base. We didn't know where their base was, so this was a fucking shock. And I had no idea. I was like in the nether going towards where they were. I had no clue. So I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? And I guess I didn't see theirs because the nether could be, I think it was more in older versions of Minecraft where the nether wasn't like as open. It was more of like kind of that cluster, very like block heavy, not a lot of open air. So their portal must have been somewhere in that cluster and I just didn't have eyes on it. Just dumb luck, just real dumb fucking luck. So we're all in the lab together. The people whose base I'm in are like only a few seats away from me. So I just immediately have my character look straight at the ground and then I hop back in the portal to get the fuck out of there, to not give away that holy shit I ended up in their base. Once I get back into the nether, I destroy the portal that I created, and I ran back to our base, and then I remove our portal, which was inside our own base, and we put it somewhere else, like a good distance away from our base, so that this couldn't be done to us. Now, since everyone is sitting together in the lab, I couldn't just announce what happened to everyone. So it was after the computer lab closed, after school. We all walked together to our lockers. I said to hold up to the send guy so I could explain what I discovered. It wasn't exactly subtle. It wasn't a very subtle way in doing it because everyone else is like, hey, what's up? What are you guys talking about? It's like, nothing. It's our business. Go away. We'll catch up with you. So people knew that something was up, but not what. So I explained what happened that day, how I ended up in their base. We immediately start planning. What are we going to do? When do we hit them? What are we going to expect on the other side? What's our backup plan? What's our exit strategy? We decided that we were going to have to time it and to hit them just... I can't remember if we were hitting them the very next day or in a few days, like on a Friday, but we weren't going to hit them in activity period. We were going to hit them at the after school period because just 15 minutes before the lab closed. And we wanted it to be a very tight timer so that they couldn't retaliate against us. We could have a cushion, right? The plan we came up with was for the three of us to make a new portal in the nether, use it basically where I was, right? So it would link up to the same portal in the overworld, enter their base, and the reason why we didn't just use their nether portal in the nether is 1, the element of surprise. 2, there was the chance that they could be in the nether and near their portal at the time we were trying to go through. That would have been very bad. And yeah, we just had more control over it by having our own portal. So the plan was for the three of us to enter the portal, and then we would have a fourth guy back in the nether. I think the plan was I can't remember, but we may have been having guys oh yeah, I'm out getting diamonds. Do you want to help me get diamonds? Yes, I will help you go get those diamonds. We may have been doing that. I'm not 100% sure. But I know we deliberately chose computer seats away from everyone else so people couldn't just look over at our screens and see where the fuck we were. I'm pretty sure we had A back in the nether with an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe, and he was waiting to destroy the portal the second we got back, and he was also back up if shit went bad, because the plan was hopefully get in there, steal everything, don't get in any fights, go the fuck home. But A was there if someone came back to their base while we were still there. So as we're like getting ready, we're looking at the clock. When is the lab gonna close? Right? We did look over at the other team's screens to see where they were on the server, just to make sure to time it right and that they weren't in at the time. So we enter, and it's a simple grab. We go in, nobody's home. We emptied all their fucking chests of all their valuables, and we got out. No one knew that we were there. We got out, destroyed the nether portal, like boom, everyone felt great, we all got paid, everyone made it home safe. If I may say so, it was clean. They didn't even know we were there, no fighting needed. They found out just as the computer lab was shutting down for the day, or it was the next day, or the following Monday. Regardless, we got out. Their leader of the rival group said, actually, it wasn't a big deal, and he just did a little bit of mining, and he got it all back. He was fucking seething. Never forget that. If somehow he comes up with his history, his version of what happened on that server, he was fucking seething. Don't forget that. And I don't think we had a war or something. Well, it wasn't much of a tradition, but my group at least really liked the war from the first server, and we wanted to do it again, but it didn't happen. I feel like the admin just declared, oh, it's anarchy now on the server for exam week. Really boring and gay. I don't think anyone had a good time with that. I think we tried to get a wither at some point, but you have to grind to get the 3 wither skulls. So I don't think we did it, or if we did, it was kind of lackluster. The wither isn't nearly as like cool or destructive as you think it is. And yeah, that was how the second server ended. And this would have been in junior year. But we were trying to have like kind of a bigger event at midterms and end of semester. And I'm not really sure what it was after that. I think there was a third server. I have very little memory of that. I don't think a whole hell of a lot happened with it. I know that for another midterms / end of semester that we did another kind of event where it was a brand new world, so no one had shit. And the idea was you had like a day or so out of the 3 days to gather resources and build a base for your team. And it was going to be a capture the flag kind of deal where each team would have a flag and you'd have to go get it. And then if you held on to it, you would win. I remember the other team, I don't know, they didn't really quite have it. It wasn't super fun or engaging. We kind of just steamrolled them and it was a little boring. I remember it being kind of disappointing. Now, I have all this stuff written out. I have these timelines and dates and everything, but I'm not 100% sure like when I betrayed him. I want to say it must have been senior year. I don't think it was junior year. But I'll talk about this more when we get to it. But we did a big Race for the Wool event, and I know for a fact that must have been the end of year, junior year event. So I have that basically for sure on the timeline. But in terms of senior year Minecraft, we didn't really do a server anymore. Like the admin, he said, oh, he didn't feel like hosting it anymore. Kind of fucking gay. So it kind of split into guys across like a few different servers. It was never the same again. As much as like the little complaints about the admin and he could kind of be a dick at times, it was fun. It added a rivalry to the server. It made it feel more alive. And then without him being there, something was kind of lost. So it was never quite the same. And senior year, we didn't really do anything. I don't have any real memories about senior year Minecraft. I know I had my little server, but I couldn't really get too many people to come on and play. A would play sometimes, and I was thankful for that. But I don't have a lot of memories about it. I don't even think we do anything big, for the end of year thing for senior year. We just really don't. I don't know. Everyone kind of just moved on from it, I guess. But I'll talk about the Race for the Wool thing when I get to it. Okay, so that was Minecraft at School from 2011 to 2014. That's That's your timeline, basically. I guess I'll move on to his YouTube because that's the social media with the most activity on it. And I don't have too much to say about some of it. There will be some like clips and sound bites of him that I will play. I think if I was doing a better video where I was more intelligent, I would try to like insert these clips within like an overarching timeline, but that just, it felt like way too much work for this kind of video. Maybe I should have done it. I don't know. But I'm gonna go through his YouTube videos now. So I guess if I had to describe his YouTube channel, I would say that it's a lot of CTM maps, complete the monument. There's a good amount of them. There's some stop motion stuff, some like basic let's play survival videos, some little challenge maps, him playing other guys' challenge maps, him reviewing his own maps that he created, some card game that I've never heard of before, some like digital card game. And then there's some videos about a space game that he played. And then the longest video he has that isn't a live stream, that is about the Race for the Wool map that he made for us at the end of junior year for our exam week that we didn't finish. And he put in so much effort for it, and I don't know, we just couldn't finish. Right now, I'm gonna... So it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I have these notes, and I have timestamps where I felt he said something relevant that I want to include in the video. But after going through all this stuff, I don't know exactly what he's saying. You know, I have a little description, so we're going to see. So I'm just going to go off the notes that I have, and then there's probably going to be a shit ton of editing for this part, but oh well. The longest series he has on YouTube is him playing a big CTM map. He says something here in episode 3 about making this Race for the Wool map, and then he mentions exam week as well, so I'll play that clip.
So it's coming up on exam weekend. Because I'm a bad student, I don't study a lot for exams, and afterwards we go to, there's just kind of a group of 8 of us, and so 8 people is kind of perfect for Race for the Wool or any PvP stuff. And so I've actually been, it's just for us, so there's a bunch of inside jokes, but I've been oh, I hate you. Okay, so at least now I know where it is. Hopefully it can't get me. It's gonna shoot me right pretty soon. Nope, it's gonna be... Obviously, this is even tougher. We're even trying to figure out that, where you're sort of figuring out how to balance it, and I'm not even going to bother about super balancing it, because half of our group already in itself is really imbalanced, but there's some guys who are crazy good at PvP stuff. So, for instance, just scary good with bows, and there's other guys who just are professional I am dead people, and they are dead a lot. Is it right down there? I don't know, I think I lost it. I'm just gonna give up. So yeah, the balancing is gonna be tough to do, and then the other problem is people don't really follow instructions, and since typically when we play only 2 or 3 people have played the maps before, because we'll just find a random PvP map and play it. Oh, well. Oh, thank you, Vine. I guess, thank you. I don't know.
In a later episode, he talks about us playing the map, doing some play testing, and yeah, he's not sure if the map is quite up to his specs or not. He thinks it was maybe too easy in certain bits.
I guess I should talk about the one map that I made. So yeah, the thing was fun to make, actually. Very fun. Yeah, we did actually play it. It's not just something I'm releasing without any play testing. So a couple of problems. I'm gonna give you like the entire rundown and actually tell you problems I had with it. And if you haven't played the map yet, and I know most of you haven't, because there's only 3 of you so far, not subscribers in total, but like people who I've noticed have been regularly watching. It always seems to be about 3 views. So therefore, it actually plays pretty well, but, right, what was I going to talk about? Weaknesses. So basically I'm thinking that the, one sec. But yeah, the last section way too easy. Also, when I was playtesting it, I know it looks relatively tough. It's when you have 4 people rushing any dungeon, it's still relatively easy. In fact, I'd actually like it to be a bit more difficult. I mean, maybe it's just that I'm bad at this game, but I can make stuff, but I don't know. I thought the thing was far, far, far too simple. Okay.
It was strange listening to these videos or watching them. I don't know, his voice just sounds different from him, and like some of these videos are like 2011, right? So sophomore year for us, and his voice is different, and then towards the end with some of his videos, his voice is different again. It's just strange, right? It's really, really strange. He stops uploading Minecraft videos in 2014, which is right when school ended for us. He never uploads another Minecraft video. He has other content after that. Something that I'll note is the map that he's playing is kind of hard, and he's died a lot in his Let's Play. His Let's Play went on for a really long time, and he accidentally goes into peaceful mode a few times, to get rid of mobs, which, whatever, I don't really care. It's a little cheap, but he would kind of do this thing in the videos where he's like, oh, I'm in peaceful mode. It's like, okay, all right. Not a big deal. I don't fucking care. But you would manually have to switch yourself into peaceful mode and then unswitch yourself from peaceful mode. So it's not exactly an accident. Whatever. Like, yeah, I don't fucking care. I don't care. He mentions the wall server.
So when I would play on the the server that has a name that I can't seem to quite remember, it's the not the Hunger Games, the Walls server. I do this after school, of course. And what it is you have X amount of time to set up. I think you've heard of Hypixel's The Walls map, and if you haven't, okay.
Yeah, so we did play the walls together. That was like the main thing that we did, because like games were like 20 minutes, so you could play like 2 or 3 2 an activity period if you got lucky, and then like 2 to 3 matches after school. And they were quick. We could all get on a team together. It was a lot of fun. In these videos, he just has little asides here and there about like his own maps that he's working on. They're in open beta. He wants people to, to check them out.
I turned off Firestar in the map that I'm working on, which if you've been paying attention to my channel at all lately, you'll know is in open beta right now, or closed beta right now, and you should sign up because it's free.
He is posting these videos about his Let's Play of this bigger CTM map in 2013, so it's junior year. The audio quality is never great for these videos. Either the game sound or the mob noises are way too fucking loud, and his microphone is really soft. I had to use closed captions at times to understand what he's saying. And the visual quality isn't the best. It's, 360 or something. So not like a huge thing, but not the best to go through. He does not finish the big map Let's Play. He died a bunch of times, lost a lot of gear, and he doesn't finish. It's like February of 2014, so it's the second semester senior year. And that is the last video for this Let's Play that he has. He did not beat the map. I know for a fact that the Race for the Wool map was in 2013 because he posted this video at the end of May of 2013, which is the end of junior year. So I know for a fact that that's when we would have tested it for him. So I'm going to have several clips from him. I might have something to say about each clip, but I might just let the clips speak for themselves.
For exam week, I'm making a group of us a Race for the Wool map. I'm going to actually just kind of balance it. I've already balanced out the first dungeon, but I want to sort of just play through the entire thing still, just to get an idea of the entire feel of the whole thing. And so because of that, we're just gonna play it like it is. I'm on peaceful right now just to drop spawns. I'm gonna kill myself, set the time to 0, and then we're gonna just check it out. See, this is actually the I can't remember if it's the second or third version I made. I basically had a couple. I've just been sending it off to the guys I'm gonna be playing it with, just to see if any of them have ideas for the testing it.
So he made a few versions of the map. He put a lot of effort in, and I know for sure that we did not beat the map at school. I don't know. He references something 8 minutes in, which I cannot fucking remember. I've tried. I've really, really, really tried. But I don't remember this at all. He says something about going on Hypixel's wall server, and with us, we would like get kills, but we would have to do something extra when we would get a kill to make it more special. I don't remember this. I feel like he's speaking the truth, but I don't know what ritual he's talking about.
This was too easy to get because it's a nice thing. Okay, so I should explain the origin of this. So after school, a lot of times, there's like a bunch of us, obviously, as I mentioned beforehand, and we go on a wall server. So Hypixel's the walls map. I'm assuming that you've heard of it. But the thing about it is, we played it so much, we've gotten pretty good at it, so we've just got scree goals. So for example, now every time we have to play it, before we make a diamond sword or anything like that, we have to make a diamond axe. And after you win, you just kind of kill the final guy with it. Be useful and nice against things.
He says that he's renamed some items. Most are inside jokes. I don't know if I would have gotten them all if I was able to download the map, but this is like the map that I really wanted to download, and I wasn't able to. It's just the Mediafire links are down. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see how it works out. I'm obviously not going to release it the day that we finally play it. I'll probably balance it a bit more, rename some of the items because most of them are inside jokes that no one will get, and it will be really strange to play. And the anti-atheist canon makes us seem like terrible people. I can explain that, and I will when I find the item, but that's my example.
But he mentions the anti-atheist canon, and I fucking remember that. We'll get to that in a little bit. But his Race for the Wool map, and how a Race for the Wool map works is you have 2 lanes that are parallel to each other, and then you have 2 teams, 1 in each lane. The lanes are completely identical. You cannot cross over to each other's lane, but you can shoot at each other with bows and arrows. Your team is rushing forward to try to complete dungeons and to get a piece of wool and bring it back to the start and put it in your monument. And then once you have all the wool, whoever completes their monument first wins the match. So A made this for us, and he has a director's commentary about the Race for the Wool map that he made for us to play at school. And it was just kind of surreal seeing him play the map. It's I know that map, I remember some of it, at least the start for sure. Yeah, but the start of it was in a jungle. You're up and down some hills. There was a lava ocean later on with some blaze spawners. There's some TNT cannons. And there is no follow-up to this video, and he doesn't show the last area, the ending. It's just, you can't download the map, and this is the only video on YouTube of the map that exists, and the ending isn't shown. There are some screenshots, though, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But later in the video, he has this clip where he explains the anti-atheist canon. He is talking about our admin, the guy who ran our server. It's fucking great. I loved it. Holy shit, I forgot that this existed, but the moment that he said it, I remembered.
Before someone tells me that I'm a horrible person for naming an item the anti-atheist canon, give me a chance to defend myself in court. You see, the guy who I named this to bother is part of our group. But the way he is kind of one of those people. But yeah, so basically he's one of those. So there are the normal human atheists, and then there are those atheists who are just like, I'm an atheist, how are you today? And just will not shut up. And he's one of those people. Like, it's really annoying. He's like a Jehovah's Witness atheist, basically, except for without the Jehovah's Witness part. So basically, I found a way to be superior to both of them. If you read XKCD, you get that joke. But anyway, actually speaking of Jehovah's Witnesses, there's actually a church right by my house, and they come by sometimes. Anyway, aside from that digression, if you're Jehovah's Witness, I'm sorry, but you do stop by a lot, and it can get kind of annoying. Anyway, aside from that digression, basically he doesn't shut up. Yeah. Okay, so let's just get to the first main area.
And he doesn't show off the last part of the map as a surprise, you know, so you don't get spoiled on everything. And I just can't really remember it. I think in some screenshots later on some forum that he was on, he showed that it was like a vertical map, like it was inverted, and that was the last dungeon. And it's really cool, like visually, and playing it, it's kind of trippy and weird. He was fucking clever. He could do shit like that. But the video ends with this clip where he's being chased by mobs.
Here, so I guess that's a lot of skeletons. They'll never take me alive. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
There's no follow-up to this map on his channel. I know that since this was posted at the end of junior year, I'm rather confident that I couldn't have betrayed him in junior year. It must have been senior year. It wasn't freshman or sophomore, and I'm pretty sure it's not junior year. I think it has to be senior year. He has a little hardcore series where it's supposed to be hardcore, and then also in creative mode where you would switch out. This is in sophomore to junior year. That summer, he's making redstone contraptions. He talks about Code Geass in the video. Awful fucking anime. I watched it because he recommended it in school years ago. Terrible, but he's addicted to Code Geass. I remember that. Just fucking awful taste. He messes around with redstone for nearly 20 minutes and accomplishes very little. That felt very familiar, but he sounds really excited here. He's having fun playing Minecraft. This does end after 2 episodes. He gets killed with a stone sword in hand, and he died to 2 spiders. There's kind of a reason why A was kept in the engineering corps, and he wasn't like a frontline fighter for Send, but he blames it on lag, and perhaps there was little lag, but 2 spiders. I'm just saying, not even cave spiders. So after the aborted hardcore thing that he tried, he then tries just a normal Let's Play thing. He has to cut 1 episode short because his mom comes home early. He says that he's watched Code Geass at least 4 times. I do have a favorite anime, and I've seen it at least 3 times. I'm thinking about watching it a 4th time soon. No, I won't share that with you, boys. You haven't earned that right. No. The audio is still not great. The background music is so damn loud, I can barely hear him. He talks about working on some maps and watching other creators for inspiration for his own maps. And you can literally see him change difficulty from peaceful to easy. That's something that you would have to manually do. Whatever. I mean, play your own way. Not a big deal, but yeah, whatever. I used to watch a lot of Minecraft PvPers in high school. Not that like our home computer was good enough to like play Minecraft online or anything, but just I don't know, just tips and inspiration and that type of thing. That was kind of religious for me, like watching what I thought were like the big name guys and then trying to be better at school. And yeah, I don't know, that felt familiar. Some of his footage gets corrupted in some of these series. There's a time lapse of him building a house. Then he's in a cave. He didn't record an episode because of a storage space issue. And then in the end of 2012, it's his last episode of this Let's Play. There's no real like accomplishment here. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like nothing was like done. Like, he didn't like build a house fully or accomplish a goal, or it just kind of ends. A lot of his stuff just kind of ends. He did mention Code Geass again, something about some OVA. Jesus Christ. He says, oh, make sure to watch the OVA. I do have that on a watch list now. This episode just ends with him at the bottom of a cave mining. There's no fanfare or anything. He blocks some water off, and then the episode ends, and that's the end of that series. Then he has a Let's Play of one of his own maps. It's a CTM map, and he calls this like director's commentary. So there's this wall of signs for beta testers, and all the beta testers have a sign with their name on it. I think, like, I want to say if I knew that he did this stuff, I would have tested it, right? I would have done it for him. Maybe he mentioned it, and I might have said that I just don't have good internet at home or a good computer, and I didn't. But I don't know, I could have done it at school, right? Like, the school computer was good enough to fucking do it. But I just didn't, right? This is going on at the fall of our senior year, so the first semester of senior year. And this series goes on from late 2013 to April of 2014, so pretty close to the end of senior year of high school. This is another map that I tried to download, and I wasn't able to because the files no longer exist. He has some books, and there's a plot and all, but he says in the video that he's not going to read the plot books because he wants it to be a surprise for the people playing it. And since you can't play the map, no one knows it anymore. There's some islands floating in the sky. That's kind of his first area. It's a smaller CTM map, so there's only 3 wool to get instead of every color of wool, which I think is 16 or so. In his own commentary, he is dying a lot. He's really getting his ass kicked. He has some custom mobs and items that he created. There's so much effort that he put in. There's custom potions too. That's fucking clever, You're not just some retard that can make that stuff. You have to be fucking smart, and he could do that. And like the items and the potions, they give you this nice stat boost, but there's also negative stats to it. There's a drawback, like a really good piece of armor, but you're at half health, and that's cool. That's cool. Let's say you drink a potion, and it lasts for 2 minutes. The good stuff would last for 1:30, but then you'd have like 30 seconds left, and then the bad effects of the potion would kick in for those remaining 30 seconds. So there's a payback to it. There's a fairness to it. It takes some planning. You have to balance yourself. He had some issue with skeletons having punch bows and those being too strong. He's not sure how to balance it.
I actually made a house in survival like this. We have a school server that we just paid some money to, just get a dedicated server. $2. I mean, it was $2.50 a month over Christmas. So we said, hell yes, at least for now. See how it runs. It's been running good, and I have a house at spawn. I haven't even gone mining yet, but damn it, I wasted 5 stacks of wood on it.
He talks about making a house like that in the new server. I think it's the third server that we had. It would have been the last one for us at school. He talks about having a guy let's play the map that he's doing a commentary on in Rage Quit, where he is now on the map. He's died a bunch. He finally has the first of 3 wools to collect. It is near the end of episode 10, and there's only 13 of these episodes that I can see in the playlist, and he has 1 of 3. Oh boy. This new area has you bridging over a lava lake. There's some spawners, custom armor, the potions and stuff. It's honestly kind of a terrible episode of him starving and trying to fish and failing to fish. It's super boring. He reads some of the lore here. I'm thankful for that. It's kind of basic. Maybe there was more to it, you know, if you read all the lore books, but it's like an underground city that's under attack, and yeah, you're in the remains of that underground city. He gets the second wool. The last area is very dark and slow. There's this big tower to climb, a lot of OP loot, but this one episode has him dying at the end of the episode. He managed to recover some of his stuff, but then he just died again and again and again, and he loses his really good armor. He gets frustrated, and he never beats his own map. This is where this Let's Play ends. He made a trailer for his first CTM map, and it got decent views for him, about 150. Episode 1 of his commentary on his map got over 200 views. After that, though, it was a struggle to break 20 views, and then it was hard to break 10 views after that. And I would describe the majority of his videos as single digit. And for some of them, I don't know why I did it. It doesn't matter. It's not an active account anymore, but some of these videos, I'm the first one to like them. Or it's, yeah, like 1 like before me, or 2 or 3 at the most. But his trailer isn't bad. Honestly, it has pretty good music. Felt like he could have shown off a little bit more of the map, though, because it's a still frame for 2 minutes out of 3. I say this without any footage going on in the background, so yeah, take that as you will. In sophomore year, he had a different map he was making. He doesn't go in the plot. I don't really know what the the map is. There's no name or link to it. There's supposed to be 3 storylines. He does play, so there's a few small episodes about him building the map, and then 1 episode about him running through it. It's really small, like it's a dense box of rooms, but it feels like pretty like basic and bare bones. He hops into creative to do some bug fixing and redstone stuff. Something about like a connection and some T-flip thing. I have no fucking clue. It's redstone. And then it's like, it's inverted, you know, and it's not supposed to be inverted yet. And oh, this thing, it's not connected to that thing, and it's not looping with the minecart, and it's above me. This is, yeah, he made this before like starting his bigger maps. He has a little series where he did some co-op map making and survival. Nothing really of interest here. He made these over the summer of sophomore year, and these also just end without any kind of milestone. A series he was doing where he was a part of a group of guys who were making CTM maps. So he had a plan to play through a bunch of people's CTM maps, and he ended up playing through 6 of them. One of them was his own map. He said that he said in the comment section of one of these videos that he was going to do like a bunch of them. The first of these videos was published in March of 2014. The first one is in hardcore, so he dies in it and he doesn't finish the map. The second one, he doesn't die or beat it, says he has to go abruptly at the end. The third one, he comments a list of maps that he's going to play, 18 total. One of them is his. He ended up doing 6 of them, one of them being his own. Yeah, he mentions that he did work grant at school, and I didn't know that he did this. It means that if your family can't like fully afford the tuition at our high school, that you could do like janitorial work, and that would make up for some of the tuition. I didn't know that, and I'll talk about like college and all that with him later on. But I thought he was wealthy because of the school that he went to, but I guess that he got some scholarships for the college that he went to. He's dying a lot, so he decides to just hop into creative to get around. His own map is up next. He dies a bunch on his own, and he does finish it. It's a little cheap what he kind of does, you know, of like kind of flying around and such, but he does beat his own map. The 5th map, nothing to really say about it. And the 6th one, he's dying a few times. He seems bored and frustrated. He does not finish this one either. He makes some comments about some map makers on the forum that he was on that didn't really like his feedback, and he apologizes over it. And I felt that was bullshit. I think his feedback is fine. But this 6th video in the series, it is published in May of 2014, and this is the last Minecraft video that he will ever post on YouTube. It's like the end of school for us meant the end of him making Minecraft videos. I'm not sure why. And he doesn't review all 18 maps like he said he would. It stops there. He also reviewed another guy's map, and he did a little series about it. Not too much else to say about this map. He just kind of beats it, and yeah, not too much about it. A space game that he played a bit on his channel. I did not really watch these. I checked them out a little bit, but nothing to really say about them. He made a few little stop motion videos. They're pretty short. I don't know. I think they're kind of neat, right? Maybe he would have liked Boredom Price of Death. I never gave it a full review on my channel, but I recommended it. You can watch it for free on YouTube, but it's cool. It's like claymation stuff. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he would have liked it, or maybe he's already seen it even. I don't know. And then the last bulk of videos that he does, so the first Minecraft video he posted was in late 2011, And then the last Minecraft video he does is in May of 2014. The last video that he posts overall on his channel is in January of 2023. So this account has been inactive for, a bit over 3 years now. But he's made a lot of videos about this online card game. It's not really my thing. The audio is like a bit better than Minecraft videos. There are some people in the background you can hear. This has to be like after college, I want to say, are mostly posted in like 2020. So it would have been after college unless he, went on for some advanced degree or something. He maybe is living with roommates. And there's some voice chats while he's playing matches. He has 83 videos about this card game. Majority of the views are single digit, same with the likes. 14 of these videos have 20 or more views.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
So now I'm going to be talking about some of social media, what I was able to find. I couldn't believe that I found this. This was a real treat, but this was all the way back in 2013, where he's posting about this one Let's Play of a CTM map that he was struggling with. So, end of 2013, it's the end of junior year for us. So I've been doing my homework for this map, watching this player, and they've taught me general concepts for CTMs, and I'm going to get my Race for the Wool skills back up for exam week, so very soon. Parentheses, with my fellow Christian, atheist, Nazi Decepticons for anyone who cares. But I still want to see what blah blah blah, thinking, developers commentary. I can't believe he fucking said that. Just going through all this shit, and then every once in a while you get like this little nugget, this little hit, and that just keeps you going, and you just want to dig more, you want to find more. Not quite accurate. Christian, atheist, Nazi Decepticons. We were Confederacy of evil Nazi Decepticons, but I don't know. I guess it meant something to him too. So that, for me, confirms that, okay, we must have tried the Race for the Wool map at the end of 2013, the end of junior year, we tried it. So him posting about his own map here, pretty basic stuff, you have a victory monument, there are some rules, he has some pictures of the map online, different versions, because there's this big change log of different versions that he's done. He's balancing and tweaking the map and trying to make it perfect. This was a post he made in June of 2013. The reason I was able to test this map so readily was because I was still in school at the time, so there was a conveniently sized group of 8 of us. Yeah, I would say about 8 at around that time. Perfect for playing this map. Now that summer, most of those guys don't exactly have ideal schedules that match with mine. Good enough computers or both. I don't have good enough internet or computer to run a server, so it'd have to be someone else's server, and I don't want to be begging for a server if I don't have a reputation as a map maker. So having a gameplay trailer is out of the question, at least for a while. So that's why he does some still images of his map. Which brings me to my solution. I'm already building a new computer. If I manage to get my typical group, which I PvP with at school, together to film it, I can run it on this magical new computer. If not, I should be able to animate something, especially with how simple the videos of using mine and Mater seem to be. I pick up on those kinds of things pretty quickly. We never did that. We never filmed anything for this map. I don't know why we didn't. I don't know. I guess it just didn't happen. But he posted about it. Christian atheist Nazi Decepticons. I have a screenshot. I'm gonna hold on to that forever. He messages with some guy on this forum. He played one of this guy's maps and he recorded the footage for his YouTube video. Not sure if you want feedback, but I always feel sad if I don't get feedback when I post here, so here goes. So he gives a little review of that guy's map. He never got much traction with his maps. Well, at least for one of them, I think I'll talk about in a little bit. It seems like it got a decent amount of downloads, but it didn't seem like a whole lot of people were commenting about it or interacting with it. This was a comment that I felt was somewhat relevant. This is in 2013, but he's talking about people on this forum announcing when they're leaving. He disagrees with some guy who says that no one cares, like you don't have to announce that you're leaving. He says, as someone who pretty much lurks and rarely comments, these kind of goodbyes, even if they only help the people who just post them, are necessary. Something called closure. Plus, when people just disappear, nobody knows what to make of it. It's just easier, and people do care about these things. Not everyone, though. So the little map making community he was a part of, it seems like even back then, right, where I thought that these things were still like semi-popular, I think they were kind of on the outskirts of popularity of Minecraft at the time. A lot of his other posts are him asking for testers for some of his maps, like alpha and beta testers, him posting about his own maps, him working on a sequel to one of his maps. And then, so for his big map, the one I mentioned where he doesn't actually, or wait, no, he did finish it, right? Or maybe he didn't. I don't think he didn't finish it. But he talked on the forums about getting a sequel to it done, and the sequel never happens, or at least he never posts about it. It doesn't exist. Some people did give him feedback for one of his maps. I saw 2 people giving him feedback. There might have been more, but those are the ones that I saw, and that's better than nothing, I suppose. He keeps putting out updates on his maps, and Jesus Christ, he put a lot of time and effort into these, and not a whole hell of a lot of people played them. He does a decent amount of posting and interacting with others about their maps and such. There was one screenshot that kind of interested me. It reminded me of something. It's a house suspended over a pit in Minecraft. It reminds me of a house that he made either on the 2nd or 3rd server, because he lived nearby to our base, but I don't think he lived like in the base on the 2nd or 3rd server. The last post that he makes on this forum is in October of 2014, so he stopped uploading Minecraft videos in, what was it? The last Minecraft video was in May of 2014. And then here in October, this is the last post, and he's just, talking with some guy about that guy's map, and that's it. That is the last post in May. He was asking if people wanted to test this new map that he's making. I don't think that map ever got posted. Apparently he made a texture pack that was not well received by people. I think he deleted his posts about it. This was in 2011, the first half of sophomore year. In December of 2013, he says he got 100 downloads for one of his maps. And then in March of 2014, he says now the downloads are a bit past 200. I mean, that's good. Not a lot of feedback that I saw on where he was posting, but if those numbers are accurate, that's good for him. So we had in May of 2014 him posting screenshots of the sequel to one of the maps he made, and the sequel has never been posted from what I can tell. So there are these screenshots in October of 2014. And then the next comment in this thread is in May of 2022. This comment says, "It seems all the Mediafire links are down. You still have the files locally." There is no response. So, a few years before I started looking, someone else wanted to play these maps, and they weren't there, 4 years ago. So, there you go. I'm not, I think it's kind of interesting. He stops making Minecraft videos, the month that we graduate high school, and then he stops posting about Minecraft in October of that year. And for me, I never really, I got on Minecraft for an hour or 2 tops, many years after high school. But I never really played the game after high school. I don't know why exactly, but I just really didn't, and I guess apparently he didn't either. Maybe it just wasn't the same. Yeah, I laid out basically everything at school, and I don't think it necessarily was a big day or anything. I don't think it was an exam week or something. I think it was just, a normal day or so in the computer lab when it happened. I'm rather certain now that it must have happened senior year. I was right next to him. Some guys came in and they were fucking around with his keyboard and his mouse. He's saying to stop, leave me alone, just go. And I'm pretending not to notice. And it just goes on until they get bored and leave. And we don't really talk about it. It must have been senior year. I'm pretty certain of that now. I guess it's kind of easy being a menace on the server, right? To be a infamous griefer and all that. But I don't know. I don't do anything, in real life. It's not even that I back down. I don't even, pretend to stand up for him. I don't pretend to, defend him.
You mistake me for that bug. That whimpering nothing. Oh, you stupid Bajoran girl, don't you know who I am? I'm your nemesis. I'm your nightmare. I'm the Butcher of Galatep.
The Butcher of Galatep died 6 years ago. You're Eamon Maritza, his filing clerk.
That's not true. I am alive. I will always be alive. You have no idea what it's like to be a coward. See these horrors and do nothing. Maritza's dead. He deserves to be dead. Oh, no, don't you see? I have to be punished. We all have to be punished. Major, you have to go out and tell them I'm Goldail. It's the only way.
So those are our forum posts. Those are the YouTube videos. Where are we now? There's there's Reddit, there's Twitter, there's Instagram. So we still have a bit to go on. Oh, alright. This was still in high school. So I think this was junior year. This was the admin's birthday party. There's a big group of us. The majority of the guys were Minecraft players, but there's some other guys there too. And we were doing paintball. Me and A were on the same team. Most of our team was gone, and we decided to split up to try to get some kills. I'm not saying this to be cinematic. Boys, some of you have read my work. You know I'm not a very good writer. Not making this up. This did happen. It was an accident. But after me and A split up, I saw some guy that was crouched prone, and I thought, aha, this is my chance for a kill. And I ended up shooting A in the back. And then I was promptly shot afterwards by the opposing team. But that really did happen. On to Reddit. Frankly, it's kind of just generic Reddit stuff. Apparently he went to Spain as a foreign exchange student. I don't remember this at all. Maybe he mentioned it. I guess it was the summer of sophomore to junior year, or junior to senior. That's all that kind of makes sense to me. He posts his videos there. He asks for feedback on his videos many times. He posts about chess as well. I don't know if we ever really played against each other. I'm not sure. I played chess as well, and I was kind of like Bobby Fischer in that we both hated the Jews. I wasn't very good at chess, though. It's just kind of this thing in my family where it's like, oh, White Pill Media, he wastes a lot of time playing video games, but he plays chess too. Chess, that's smart. Yeah, that's more respectable. Yeah. So everyone thought like, oh, White Pill, the chess player. I wasn't very fucking good, but that's just kind of what the family went with. It's just whatever. He stops posting about Minecraft after a while. I don't think he posts about Minecraft after 2014. He goes from posting a bunch about chess to posting about that card game that he recorded footage of for his YouTube channel. So many fucking comments about this card game. In 2016, he, is replying to this guy and talking about how, so this was August of 2016, that he spent the previous summer basically as a shut-in, and he's excited to get back to school and meet new people, but he just can't make himself start the conversation. I'll talk about college more in a bit, right, and post-college. I don't know, I never reached out when we were both home for college. Maybe he was away, like still in the city where he went to college, but I never even checked, right? I couldn't be bothered and I didn't check, but apparently he had a pretty rough summer. He made some posts about working on some fighting game and then maybe doing some rock climbing stuff. His last comment was 2 years ago, and that's basically it for that. on Twitter, made an account in 2012. This would have been as a sophomore, junior, or I think it was sophomore, right? Not a whole lot going on here. He plugs his Twitch a few times. He posts some like Let's Plays, links to his YouTube channel. There's no interaction for these tweets. I mean, literally zero. He tags bigger named creators a few times because he played their maps and he reviewed them, but it doesn't do anything for him. Something I picked up on was he tweeted about a video called Politically Incorrect Civ 5 with a YouTube link. That video is private. When was this video privated? I'm not sure, but I do not have access to it. He does get some likes for posting computer parts and things like that, and then for playing like someone else's map and adding at them, he gets a like for that. He posts some like comics and manga that he's reading, like Kick-Ass, Full Metal Alchemist, Code Geass, computer programming books, some tweets about him traveling. In 2013, he's making mostly Minecraft posts with no interaction, and some tweets about playing Civ 5. I was playing Civ 5 at around that time with some of the school guys too, but I don't think ever with him. I don't think so. I don't know why, right? I mean, if we both played the fucking game, I don't know. He did a little bit of streaming of various games, but none of those really go anywhere or blow up. I do want to say I gotta fucking love Twitter for pulling me to the top of the feed. As I'm scrolling through, I like to start at the bottom and work my way up, because if I click on literally anything or go to another window, it pulls me to the very top, so I get to find my place again. Thank you, Elon Musk. I'm glad that they trained out your son. You fucking deserve it, you goddamn faggot. Yeah, there's some, gaps in between his posts. He's not sure if he can keep map making because he's doing college. He has a chess club in college. And then him watching some movies. He liked Brazil. No, actually he says he's not sure if he liked Brazil. He liked Blade Runner though. Brazil's a good movie. So I don't know what the deal is there. And then I noticed that some of his posts were starting to get reposts, and you can't see who likes a tweet anymore on Twitter, but you can still see who reposts a tweet on Twitter, right? I thought it was odd because, for 99% of his account, he would get no likes, no comments, no reposts, and now he was getting reposts, so I checked it out. Well, it turns out that it was a second account of his called The Thoughts of A, right? And he made this in 2015, so in college, and it seems like this account, it has some followers, it makes some posts. It's kind of like his humor, just short form, kind of humorous sayings or thoughts. It's very much in his, it's his voice, and it is him, like it's his profile picture. It's him, like who else would it be? It's only like interacting with his account really, so post in 2016 about spending the summer as a shut-in, right? And then you don't always like someone like posting something online, you don't really get tone of voice, you don't get humor, you can't exactly tell like what was the tone of this message, right? Because if I were to say something, but I could, from my tone, from my inflection, it could have multiple different meanings. But he makes this tweet in April of 2015, and I don't know. It bothered me a little bit, I guess, but it's Be sure to wish, he tags his main Twitter account, a very happy birthday. And there are no comments, there are no likes, there are no retweets. Maybe it was a joke, or you know what I mean? Like, okay, he doesn't have like a good social media presence, but I don't know. Maybe he was getting together with people like in real life. I don't know. It's his first birthday that he would have had in college. Because April 2014, he's at school. So, at high school with us. So, this is his first birthday alone. There are some photos of him that it just looks different. He was like this really, really scrawny guy in high school. Very scrawny. He looks different here. He's a part of some game jam stuff. I'm not really sure about that. Like, he's working on some prototypes of games, and yeah. So it seems like when he's not making maps and such that he's, working on video games and trying to do that. There's maybe him tweeting some conservative right-wing shit. Boys, I'll be 100% with you. I don't fucking care. I don't. Maybe I'm a bad right-winger, but I don't. I don't fucking care. I feel like, I don't know. There's a lot that he could do, and I still wouldn't fucking care. That's fine. It's fine. I don't care. Did I mention this, that he had 2 articles written about him when he was in college? One was for a game developers conference thing. The other was for some more like advanced tech stuff. So he had 2 articles, from what I could tell, written about him when he was in college. So that's something at the very least. But yeah, he went to something called a GDC, which is a game developers conference. The last post on X is from February of 2020, where he says it's time to make something in Unreal. And the last post before that was in June of 2019, so not a very active account. I don't really have much to note for accounts that he was following or were following him. I would say that some of them did seem to be kind of far left, but yeah, that's just kind of an observation. Follows some space accounts and NASA and rocket ships and I don't know, shit like that. So I will talk about college first before I talk about his last social media, Instagram, because I only found the Instagram literally right before I was sitting down to record this video. So it seems correct that I'll do that. I guess for college, I stated that I'm pretty sure I called him and he may have called me, but one of us called the other one. It was like the first or second week of college. We talked for a bit on the phone, and that was kind of it. We never really spoke again. It's not we never really kind of spoke again. We didn't speak again. I don't think anything was wrong, but we just didn't speak again. I think maybe some of it was I assumed that he was doing good, that he was making friends and all that he's in, this really nice, expensive college, that he's doing okay. I think part of it was, an insecurity on my end where things weren't going great for me in college, and then just hearing from other high school guys, and they were doing so fucking good. They had all these friends, they were going to parties, they were in good programs, they were going to get good jobs, and they weren't in college debt because their parents paid for it all. And there was me, and things weren't going great. So I don't know, maybe I don't know. I don't have a good fucking excuse. I think I felt kind of embarrassed. I don't know, so I was at one college for my first 2 years, and that was honestly okay. It was fine. I was, there was a group of guys, because I was in some English classes, and there was a guy that wanted to make a video game, quote unquote. One, making a video game is really fucking hard. Two, it was just a group of amateurs, and I wasn't a very good rider, but I was a part of it. But looking back on it, it was just for, an excuse for guys to get together and to hash out some creative stuff. So that was, yeah, it was okay for what it was. So I hung out with those guys a little bit. There was another guy that I would have some of my English classes with, and we would get lunch after class together at times, and we would talk, and that was kind of, yeah, that was okay. I think my main issue was, well, these were kind of acquaintances. They were like friends. It also wasn't, going beyond kind of an acquaintance, not like a real friendship, kind of an issue. And then the roommates that I got it was like the second half of freshman year of college, up until the like midterms of sophomore year. He was a nice guy. We hung out a lot. While we were roommates, and we had a lot of common interests, but he ended up dropping out, and then I was just kind of on my own, and it kind of sucked. I got the whole room to myself for the rest of sophomore year, but after that, I ended up transferring for my last 2 years. I'm not sure why. It wasn't like a horrible situation I was in. I think I was just hoping that it would be better at a new school, and then I would have more of a the college experience that I was supposed to have. That didn't really happen at the new school. I enjoyed some of the classes more. There were some more options, but essentially for the last 2 years of college for me, I was basically shut in. The guy that I would get lunch with, at the first college, didn't have that. I didn't have the kind of embarrassing amateur video game quote unquote club. That wasn't a thing. I didn't have a roommate like that anymore either. And basically just a shut in. Didn't really speak or interact with people for weeks, months, kind of at a time. And I thought I would just be happier at a new place, and I just really wasn't. So in between the summer breaks in between college, I would be back at home, and I was texted by one of the twins from the Ireland trip. We were friends then, and I remember just being so fucking thankful that they bothered to include me, because they just they could have just not included me, but they did. So we would hang out during the summers, and I just get to hear about all the cool, awesome shit and experiences they were having at college, and I didn't get to have any of that. And I don't know. It's still I was so fucking lucky that they included me, right? And I don't know. I guess I didn't really want to think about A, or I don't know, just thinking about A, every time I would think about him, I'd have to think about, hey, remember that time you fucked him over? Remember that time you really fucked him over when you really hurt him? So actually the twins got to go to college with them. They were at the same college. It was a big place, so they only saw him every now and then. But I remember being jealous that they got to go to college with A. I resented them a little bit for that. I think maybe I felt that if me and A had gone to the same college, that an opportunity to apologize to him would have just kind of manifested. But, that school, 1 year at that school was more expensive than all 4 years of me being in fucking state school. And with my grades, no fucking shot I could get any kind of scholarship there. No fucking shot. So that wasn't going to happen. Apparently A wasn't wealthy like I thought. I guess he got in with scholarships and shit because, he talked about doing the work study stuff, which I also did at our high school. I always thought he was kind of wealthy because he went to that school, but I guess not. I don't know why no one really reached out to A. I don't know why I really didn't reach out to A. Just maybe it was, kind of an embarrassment. I felt like I was such a fucking loser that I don't know. because I guess he wasn't doing too good. You know, I always just thought, like, he's a smart guy. You know, he's funny. He'll be okay. But Jesus Christ. Fucking posting on Reddit about having, like, a shut-in summer and then, I don't know, just a happy birthday tweet. It fucking bothers. So I found the Instagram, you know, just before I started recording this. And he first posts in 2018. There's not a whole lot of activity for this Instagram because the last post is in 2024. This is the last known social media presence that I was able to find, 2024, so it's been 2 years. Posts about some music, rock climbing. Alright, this is just, it's kind of fucking odd where just really scrawny, nerdy guy, he got fucking jacked. It's weird. Honestly, he looks a bit intimidating, just going from, like, in my mind's eye, this, like, 14-year-old kid, and then this guy. It's like, what the fuck happened? Because he's doing all this rock climbing and shit, and he's, like, really buff. It's like, what the hell? What the hell? Of course, it's not, like, a super big deal, because I'm also, like, really buff. I mean, you guys know that I'm 6'5", and also, like, really jacked, so it's not, like, a big deal or anything, because I'm also, yeah, like, super jacked as well, of course. Maybe he's been, like, training, right, for the right moment, like, training to get revenge on White Pill Media, you know, the leader of Send, who couldn't defend his own soldier, who just let him down.
Looking back, the morning comes to find your face in your grass. Take the moonlight by the tail to any side, just shedding. What is there? It's just the same. What is dry your crown? I'm spanning my grass, walking back so when my grass you're fading. I'm waiting so long. 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 I'm waiting.
It seems like he got more likes and interaction on Instagram, but still not a whole lot. And as I said, it ends in 2024. There's not much, not a whole lot to go on with it. I mean, at least, like, seemingly he's in very good shape now. Boys, I hope in my own archaic, not too literate way, I was able to lay out some of it and give you an understanding of what it meant to us. I think it meant something to him too, but it was a big deal for us, right? It's just, I don't know, it's important. I know it's just a stupid game, but it meant a big deal. It meant a lot to us, to me, and I think it meant something to A2 and the other guys as well. It's probably something that everyone's going to be able to, to recall. I think it matters. You know, he never said anything in any of his videos about being bullied at school or that I let him down. And honestly, I watched all these Minecraft videos, like, waiting to find that video where he just lays it all out there, that I hurt him, but it doesn't happen. He never says that it happened, but I know that it happened, but he doesn't say it. I don't know. I don't know if because of, like, what happened in school and I don't think this is true, but it's just like a thought that I had that, it was so unpleasant that that's why he stopped like playing Minecraft or uploading videos or making maps. I don't think that's true. I don't know. So all of his accounts are inactive. Many of them have been inactive for years and years now. But there's one account where that isn't true. So he has a Steam account, right? And I'm not sure when this change happened, but I think on Steam you used to be able to see like the last online for someone, like it would give you a specific date and time. Steam no longer does that, probably because of weird creepy stalkers like myself. But he had the Steam account, and this was just kind of a coincidence. I was thinking about, because you can't just message someone on Steam if you're not friends with them, but you can like send them a friend request. So when I was getting ready to make this video, I went to Steam and I was about to start my midnight shift at work, which, it's like 9 o'clock or so at night. I was about to head out. And I saw that he was online, and this just confirmed to me that, okay, Steam, it is his only active social media presence still left, right? Because if this wasn't active, if I didn't see that, then I'm not sure. I don't think I would just give up, but I don't know. It would be kind of difficult, and I don't know. I've been debating it a bit about contacting him or not, and just like laying out my reasoning for doing it or not doing it. I know that he's active, and like I was going to send a friend request, but I just didn't. I was thinking about sending one today, like just before I started recording the final part to this video. I haven't sent it. I feel that contacting him is just kind of, selfish. Like who would want this brought up again? Like if your life is good, some bad thing happened 12 fucking years ago, why dredge up the past, right? It's not for his benefit, it's for me. It's cruel. Would you honestly want to be bothered by this shit again? Would you want it thrown in your fucking face again? Hey, man, I know we haven't talked in 12 years and I fucked you over, but can you forgive me? Fuck off. Like, my life is shit. It's better now, but I can't let this thing go, so I need to drag you down and make you as fucking miserable as me, right? Because that's fair. Would it not be more merciful to say nothing, to just leave things where they lay, right? Would that not be better? Would that not be the correct thing to do? Frankly, that's the Christian thing to do. I think Jesus, yes, if I may quote the good book here, Jesus said, "Seeketh not forgiveness if thou find it awkwardeth." I'm pretty sure that's direct. I'm pretty sure that's a direct quote. Like, you don't have to seek forgiveness if it's kind of awkward. What if he doesn't forgive me? What if he doesn't? Like, I mean, how would this even work? Like, geez, 12 years ago, Minecraft? That's fucking creepy. Why are you even thinking about Minecraft? Jesus Christ, let it go. 12 fucking years ago, and you're still talking about fucking Minecraft? You're a fucking loser. Very valid things you could say. Is there a selfish component to it? Am I selfishly hoping that he would forgive me and then want to rekindle our friendship? Because after the Ireland trip, it's back to the old days of White Pill Media being a lone bandit out in that desert. Yeah. And selfishly, that's why am contacting him in a way. It's not just for forgiveness. And that he would find me worthy, right? When so many haven't. I don't know if I'm gonna contact him or not. Like, I did the research, I made the video. I got it out of my system. I don't know. I don't even think about this stuff anymore. It's like, it's done. I'm not gonna think about it anymore. And what if he sees the notification on Steam, right? Because he would recognize the username. He would see that we were like a part of some like game group years ago, right, on Steam, like back in high school. So he would see that, and then he would recognize it's me. I would think, And then, I don't know, what if he just, he just denies the request? I don't know. I mean, what am I even talking about with this whole Steam thing? I mean, guys, I don't know. I wasn't sure if I was going to mention this, but I actually looked him up to see like where he was living, right? Not in like a creepy stalker way, but I was just curious. It turns out that he does live nearby, and I thought, I don't know, like what the hell, right? Like I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought it'd be better to just try to do this in person. So I thought, like, why not just swing by, just go, knock on the door, see if anyone's home. It was dumb, but I went there. I'm sorry, boys. I had to make the joke. I have no fucking idea where he lives. And even if I did know, no, I wouldn't fucking just stop by. That's a huge invasion of privacy. White Pill Media, a huge invasion of privacy. Have you not been digging through someone's social media records for the past decade and more? Boys, let's just put that, just... That was for archive purposes only, okay? That's different. That's very different. It's not that different. It is fucking weird. I guess there's a part of me that was just hoping that, and maybe, like, I mean, I don't know, like, he does, like, outside activities now. Maybe he is making that fucking game in Unreal. He's fucking jacked, right? So maybe that has, like, a fucking bombshell girlfriend, right? He's, like, doing that, living in a fucking penthouse, making rocket ships and shit. You don't fucking know. I don't know. I guess I was just hoping that he'd be, doing good. And then I think I would just be content if I just knew that he's doing okay. Like, I didn't fuck him up. I guess that's what I want out of it. I don't know. I haven't sent the request yet. I don't know if I will. I probably should. Maybe when the video's uploaded, I'll send it. I guess. Sorry. That's really just all I kind of had. I just sort of needed to make the video, and now it's made. So, okay. I know this is a little different from what we usually do. Sorry about that. I was going to give a work update. Things are going good at work, but it felt inappropriate to tack that onto this stuff, so I'm not going to do that. I should have some... Yeah, it's probably going to be... I'm sorry, guys, but... no, I should have a faster video coming out. Serene Estates Last Guy. I want to say within a few weeks I should have that one out. And then I'm really hoping to have the next Not a Troth out after that one, and I think it's probably doable. If not that, then I'm getting there with some Irish books, and I know that's not what everyone really likes, so I'll try to push for a Not a Troth after the Serene Estates video. I don't know if anyone's gonna get anything out of this or not. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. But okay. That's going to be it for me. Thank you for listening. White Bell Media out.
I mean, basically, if you want to play, message me on the forums, or give me a YouTube thing. Message me on YouTube here, because I can do that. But it would just be testing the map, playing through it. It should be just a half an hour of gameplay, and then just quickly writing it down. And you get to play a CTM map that no one else has played before, except for me. But that's just because I'm better than you. And so you should totally be at this, totally beta test and everything, because it'd be really fun and you will like the map. And if you don't like the map, then you get to complain to me. So it's really a win-win situation for everybody here. So just PM me, leave a comment, tell me somehow I want to test this map, and you will get to test this map. That's seriously it. So hope we got a lot of people coming. If there's not a lot of people, have fun being like the only person ever. You're allowed to LP the map and stuff beforehand, just
try not to don't release the LPs until the map's out, or I say you can, because I don't know if I'll let people beforehand or not. Don't care that much. I'm not too worried about it being super popular, so. But yeah, that's seriously it. So, go say yes and a beta test my map. That's all. See you guys.
I forgot to tell you, I got some girls.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's pretty late, you know.
Come on, let's make a night of it.
Hey, I can't, man. I gotta go home. I gotta get the car back.
Well, where's your car?
South End. I was there, and I took a trolley over to your place, you know. And that's never got back for it.
Shit, I mean, these girls, they're absolutely all right, but there's no way. I mean, they're in Brookline.
Hey, look. I could drive you to the car and then go home. I can't hang around much, but I got a test tomorrow.
Whatever's fair, you know.
Hey, Eddie. Eddie.
Yeah.
You all right?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You gonna be able to drive?
Oh, yeah. No sweat. Hey. Great game, huh?
Where do you want me to go?
Hey, Eddie, you tell him. Where's your car?
He's out.
Go around the garden. Head for the expressway going south in case he wakes up.
I know what's going on.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. You just drive.